Hi, it's Dr. A here with Q&A with Dr. A, Alison JK here. And so today I want to share with you a celebration over a success. One of my masterminders reported this week, and she's a powerhouse of a woman. So how to come out of doing it all, even when you can, or despite the fact that you can, right? So if you're listening, you're likely one of those kinds of people who you could manage so much. You're juggling so much, you're multitasking, you're a powerhouse. You can handle a lot. You can manage the kids, you can manage the marriage, you can manage the household, you can manage the health care, you can manage the all of it, right? And even though you may share some of those tasks with others in the household, obviously, there's this kind of mentality about having to do it all if you can. So it's funny, I remember hearing someone say to me, just because I can clean houses, I'm not going to go do it for a living. So this is a little bit along those lines. Just because you have the power to be a multitasker and take care of so much, it doesn't mean that you have to. And in fact, you would find things more easy and coming together with surprising kinds of synchronicities if in fact you would shift out of that mode of action only. There's a balance that, like, the more I could go into so much here. There's the yang aspect, which is action, and the yin aspect, which is receiving, seeding something, listening to the guidance, and then stepping out in that yang way. We've talked about that, or I've talked about that a lot. Yet I find it for a particular type of woman, when you're used to going for success, even that going for success is yang, it's masculine. So what this masterminder of mine did, this beloved masterminder, is she's a single mom with an older father who she cares for, who lives close by, and a teen daughter, late teens daughter, and her mom lives close by too. And she's used to managing a lot of stuff. And she actually, and a very strong mind, very strong intellect, as we've been trained to listen to that as if that's the primary tool we have, instead of there being this heart and the spirit of our mind, body, spirit system. And so she came to me saying, I know there's something more here I'm supposed to be doing, and I know there's something bigger here, and I want to be able to do that bigger thing and access that I'm going to put in quotes, air quotes, purpose. So what's been happening along the way is she's been coming out increasingly out of that mind dominance. There's been more imbalance with the left and right brain hemispheres that I've been doing through the energy medicine and vibration upgrade system that I learned to do, that is particularly interesting with very successful people. And I can talk about that in another video. But the point is that when you learn what's involved in your own energy medicine system, and you're shifted through the various techniques I've learned to do within the specific parts of the relevant parts of the subtle energy system that are relevant here, you can then have your system be allowing in for so much more guidance and hearing it and having an alignment where you allow yourself to step back out of that multitasking, go-getter, doing activity all the time, and listen to your heart and its desires more, and be more still, and allow for help and support more, and allow other people's dramas to be theirs, even if it's your teen kid, where you're not taking responsibility. You're going in there. I find this with a lot of moms, going in there where you don't necessarily have to, and in fact it would benefit your child if you didn't go in there, says this former classroom teacher and administrator of 12 years at the middle school and high school level, but also somebody who studied developmental psychology as her first major in college, right, and then taught AP Psych and helped raise a teen son of a man who I was with throughout my 20s. So there is this way to be a woman in America that I feel like is a part of the rebalancing, and this isn't just in America. Everything's coming back into balance. The spiritual more with the material, so chirps the woodpecker, trilling in the symbolism of drumming out a new rhythm, like where they peck on these trees with their heads, their beaks. It's drumming out a new rhythm to life. So that was a trill of a woodpecker you just heard. So drumming out a new rhythm as stuff is all rebalancing in this grand shift from 2012 to 2032. The yin and the yang, as you've likely heard by now, is rebalancing, but that shows up within each of us in the way that's unique to our lives, our culture, our conditioning, our karma. So in that incredibly yang way women have in the West, but in particular in America, to assert themselves, to have so that there's so much to manage in the household and with the kids and with the job and with the business that they own. Always being active in that way breeds more of it. It's its own momentum. So learning how to shift from action to receiving, to quieting, to aligned receptivity allows for much more support from the universe, bringing in synchronicities so that that thing you need is at that store instead of having to go to a couple of different stores for it, so that that email actually gets opened by the right person and they resolve the issue immediately, so that your husband is bringing home roses and sensing your increased receptivity, so that your kids are doing more chores, so that you're supported by feeling more nurtured. There's more of a sense of fulfillment instead of just the going at it multitasking woman, even though you can. Because if there's a part of you that's feeling unfulfilled, or there's got to be something more kind of thing, kind of sense, it's in part because you're just running yourself dry. And there's another way to do it where it's all easier. My second book, Vibrational Upgrade, A Conspiracy for Your Bliss, our system, our subtle energy system, is actually wired in a way that with the universe's life force that abounds all around us in nature and all throughout us, depending on how clear we are, is there to support us. And so learning how to shift out of I'm on my own, I have to do this on my own, or that even momentum of I have to be this way in order to get everything done. And learning how to, like a Qigong move, know when to receive, know when to intuit, know when to step out and take action, and understanding that balance. I just had such a beautiful success this week with this mastermind, this go-getter, this really empowered woman who just said for the first time, you know, I think you love drama. I think you're addicted to drama, to her 16-year-old daughter. Rather than going in there and wanting to fix it for her, letting there be distance, letting there be responsibility on the other's part, even though you can go in there and fix it. What about giving yourself a little bit more space to be a little bit more present and a little bit more alive and gentle within and with yourself, and allowing for more support? It's a new way in these new times. Namaste.